Everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when Ruto came to power, the first thing he did was to remove all subsidies that Uhuru had put in place in order to cushion the poor and vulnerable in this country. There was fuel subsidy, we had the unga subsidy. He removed everything. And as if it was not enough, he went further to bring a finance bill which he was pushing members of parliament through threats to pass it from 8% that Uhuru was taxing to 16%. That earned him a name, Zakayo. And the man who led in nicknaming Ruto Zakayo was none other than Raila Odinga. So with all this, we saw protest, demonstration, people rejecting all this, but Ruto has been insisting as if there is no one suffering in this country. And up to now, the finance bill passed into now Finance Act 2023, now 2024. With all this, we know there is resistance to all the move that Ruto is trying to make. And now, while in Trans Nzoia, Ruto is now officially accepting the name Zakayo. Ruto has accepted to be called Zakayo. He's now owning the name Zakayo. And it's clear that ni heri aitwe Zakayo, lakini Kenya, number one, isiingie kwa madeni. Number two, vijana wapate kazi. That is the reason why Ruto is owning the name Zakayo.
Heri mimi nikuwe Zakayo lakini hao vijana wapate ajira. Ama na magari jameni. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Heri niite Zakayo na Kenya isiingie kwa madeni. Oh my God. Ninyi mnanielewa? Kwa sababu niliweka nikasema tulipe housing levy. Watu wakasema ya kwamba huyu jamaa analete mambo ya Zakayo. Heri mimi nikuwe Zakayo lakini hao vijana wapate ajira. Ama na magari jameni. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Heri niite Zakayo na Kenya isiingie kwa madeni. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Mimi nauliza nyinyi Kitale, mnataka tuendelee kukopa madeni mpaka Kenya ipigwe mnada?
One question that Kenyans are asking themselves, when Ruto has accepted to own the name Zakayo, what is the implication of this? And how does he want Kenyans to view him? That is what we want to look deep into. But before we go into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, before we say anything, it is good we look into how the name Zakayo came into play. Zakayo has been used in biblical context. And in the Bible, because that's where now Raila Odinga is driving the name Zakayo. Zakayo was a tax collector. He was not a president. That means he was maybe in a ministry somewhere or a position. And he was collecting taxes. So in the Bible context, Zakayo has been referred to as a greedy tax collector. A man who collected more than what has been required by the state or government. Wamwambia endo collect 10 shillings, Zakayo anaenda anachukua 20 shillings. That is the context of Zakayo in the Bible we know, and the one that Raila was referring to. A greedy tax collector. Now in that context, bring in Ruto's, embracing the name Zakayo. He has embraced it. He wants to own it. He has accepted it. What should we say as Kenyans? That yesterday, Ruto accepted that indeed he is a greedy tax collector. When you know very well that in our capacity, the economy we are in now, financial conditions we are going through, it is better for the government to collect either 8 or 10. But for him, he wants 16. So he's coming for extra more coins from you because he is a greedy tax collector. And indeed he is one. So as he accepts the name Zakayo, let him know that Kenyans are going to view him as a greedy tax collector, a man who wants more than what is required to run an economy. That's why Kenyans have been saying that if you cannot work with what we can afford, resign and go. We bring in someone who can work with what we can afford. We were affording 8%, not your 16%. So if you cannot work with what we can afford, the way Uhuru was working with, go home to Sugoi, let us bring in someone who can work with what we can afford. But your greediness will not be accepted. So, going forward, as Kenyans listen to William Ruto's statement, accepting and embracing the name Zakayo, they will always view him as a greedy tax collector. Wakimuona wanaona mtoza ushuru. They don't see president in William Ruto. So let Ruto know from today that Kenyans will not view him as a president, but as a greedy tax collector. Akikuja kwenyu, mjue yule mtoza ushuru amekuja. That's what people are going to interpret in all this. Zakayo was collecting more than what was required. And now he was keeping extra for himself. But when he saw Jesus, he returned the extra coin he took from people. Even he multiplied it by 2. I don't know when Ruto will refund back our money. And when will he multiply it by 2. When they say that he was collecting extra, that means the extra was not going to the governance of the state. It means it was going in his pocket. Is Ruto confirming to us today on camera that the extra money that is collecting from Kenyans is not going into the development or function that he needed to build the country, but is going for his own interest? That means going to his pocket. Kwa sababu sio rahisi tu kukubali jina Zakayo. Kuna mambo yanakuja na hiyo jina. Kuna tabia. Zile pesa alikuwa anakusanya zaidi ya kile wameitisha, hazikuwa zinaenda kwa serikali iliyokuweko. Zilikuwa zinaenda kwa mfuko wake kufanya maneno yake. So is Ruto telling us today that hii overtaxation, kama walisema 8% ya Uhuru, yeye kuja na 16%, inamaanisha 5 za Wakenya, 5 za Ruto. And Uhuru at one point said that kuna watu wanakuja na mdomo tamu, wanakuja wanasema sasa pesa ya Wakenya hii ya huyu, 5 yangu, 2 ya mwananchi. It is happening and Ruto has accepted it. Mambo ya mdomo tamu. So as we go forward, let Ruto know that he has told us who he is, and now we are well aware that we have a man in the State House who has focused on taxing Kenyans, but half of the taxes goes to his pocket. Sababu hiyo ndio Zakayo wa Biblia. Above all, he's telling us that he will collect taxes to create jobs for Kenyans. How many jobs has Ruto created for youth in this country? It's a question of debate. Since they took over power, the only thing we have seen is relaunching of Uhuru Kenyatta's house program. The units were delivered, some are in process. The money was allocated for by the previous regime. Ruto up to date, we have not seen any project that he has allocated money for, and it has either kicked off or completed. And he's telling us about collecting taxes to create jobs for the youth. Which jobs? Affordable housing. Something that is still of contentious debate in the court. It is illegal. He should not tax Kenyans on affordable housing because there is no way these Kenyans will own these houses. They even end up being sold so much expensive in the market compared to other private developers. Anasema kusanya usuru ndio kutengeneza kazi kwa vijana wa Kenya. Lakini hakuna kazi yoyote ametengeneza. Kile tumeona ni kwamba Wakenya wengi wamepoteza kazi zao. More Kenyans have lost jobs than those who have got employed. So huyo Zakayo wa Kenya ni wa kuharibu kazi na sio wa kutengeneza kazi. He has said that he's collecting more because he want to pay debt. He don't want Kenya to go into defiance of debts. The question is, how has Uhuru been paying the debt? Is Ruto the first president to come and start paying debt? If Uhuru managed to pay debt with 8%, how comes Ruto want to pay debt using 16%? If Uhuru was able to manage building house units that are complete, fully furnished with 8%, how comes huyu Zakayo wa Kenya anataka kulipisha another percentage aipeleke paka 16 ndio ajenge nyumba? Inamaanisha ni yule Zakayo wa Biblia ambaye alikuwa anaweka pesa kwa mfuko yake na sio kwa kazi za wananchi. Indeed, he is a greedy tax collector.